Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesdays with English with a Twist. This is Shanti Kumaraswamy Street calling from London. Hope you're all well, getting ready for the holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. I'm quite busy actually at the moment, so I'm getting ready for my holiday. I'll be leaving on Sunday. This coming Sunday on the 11th, I am flying off to Malaysia. So excited. I'm going to be spending Christmas with my father, my stepmom and my brother, and also my mother's joining us from Italy, so it's going to be wonderful. The only people who are going to be missing, unfortunately, are going to be my sister and her family, but they live in the States, so never mind. We can't have it all, but it's going to be great. So I'm busy sort of getting everything together. I'm sure you know what it's like, when you get ready towards the year end, lots of things going on at work. You're probably in the middle of, if you're in the Western world, probably getting ready for Christmas parties, but even in the Far East, I know a number of people love having their Christmas parties, so you might be getting ready for those. In fact, I think, keep an eye on my Facebook page because I'll be sharing a post I wrote last year all about office party etiquette and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, to not look silly with your bosses and your colleagues so you don't regret the party the following day. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Tell me, give me a high five. Tell me where you're from, where you're calling me from. And I know Denise said she was going to be joining us in this class. So ciao, Denise, if you're already in. Lovely to see you all. So we are 7th of December. This is was fast approaching Christmas. Hope you're all busy with your Christmas shopping. But so what I wanted to do today was to cover a few more of those confusing words that can really get you looking for words and thinking, oh, what did I say? Did I make myself clear? Especially when you are engaging in small talk with your colleagues or your co-workers or even potential customers. So this is what we're going to do today. Before I start though, like I do every time, don't forget to check out this Facebook page, my website englishwithatwist.com, and if you haven't done so yet, please sign up to my free e-guide on the 10 best ways for you to communicate and to become better communicators in business with English. And as we talk towards the end of this class, I'll be also sharing with you my special small talk club, perfectly stimulating small talk club, which is in anticipation for that wonderful recipe book I'm planning, which will be launched in the new year. And for those of you who've already joined that list, thank you so much. And for those of you who've actually responded, telling me, giving me some of your experiences in small talk, that's wonderful because that's giving me plenty of ingredients for that recipe book. So after this lesson, I will be sharing with you the links, those all important links for you. So tell me where you are. Alessandra, you've just joined. Hi. And anybody else, let me know where you're from, how you're doing and things. So let's look at these 10 confusing words. So we're at lesson 7, and I think it might have been lesson 2 where I did my first set of 10 confusing words. And you can look at it. I'll probably give you a link to that post where I shared that. And so cover that. So in today's lesson, we are going to look at some in particular that I often hear from my students and my clients, and it does cause quite a lot of, well, sometimes people can misunderstand what you mean. So let's look at number 1. Got my pen and paper here and I have my notebook, and the famous one, interested and interesting. So if you can imagine, if you're in a small talk, you're having drinks and you talk about, it was a very interested film, and you think, interested film? And you think, actually, no. Many people get this very confused between interesting and interested. So let's take a look at interesting. Interesting is an adjective that we use to describe things. So we want to remember, how am I going to make it different? So what do we use that adjective for? We could talk about an interesting job, an interesting film, an interesting book. You know, I find small talk in English extremely interesting. Wonderful. Interested, by contrast, is when you as a person are interested in something. So you could be interested in learning foreign languages. You could be interested in speaking to different people. You could be interested in this lesson. I hope so. So that's the difference, okay? So when you're talking about interested, it is you as a person interested in something. So I'm very interested in what you have to say. So if you're in the middle of small talk, that's what you're interested in, that person. You may find that person interesting. Well, hopefully they will be. What's the opposite of interesting and interested? So we have the opposite. Let's look at number 2 confusing words, which would be boring and bored. Well, let's have a look at that. Hi, Chu. I'm stopping here just to say hi to people. Thushanok, I do hope I've pronounced your name well. Hello from Thailand. Nice to see you, and thank you so much for joining my class for the first time. Vio, great to see you there again. Hope you're well and you don't have an assignment to complete this week. And okay, so let's look at boring versus bored. Okay, when was the last boring meeting you had to attend? Yeah, in business we can have boring meetings, boring conversations. So again, you are describing that thing. So it's the opposite of interesting, boring. If you are bored, means you're bored with something. You could be bored in a meeting. You know, this person is so boring, I am so bored. It's describing how you feel. So I'm so bored. I'm so bored with this job, or I'm so bored with this task I have to do. I think I'm going to take a break and do something else. You know, so that's the thing. So boring, bored. Try and remember. A little trick is to imagine interesting and boring end with ing. So if you want to remember that ing refers to thing. So maybe that could be a helpful thing, something to help you remember the difference between boring, bored, interesting, interested. So number 3, we go back, get to number 3. Now the number 3 is, let me have a look at my quick notes here, would be succeed versus manage. And this is a classic false friend in particularly French speakers, for French speakers. When we succeed, now this we're looking at 2 verbs, to succeed and to manage. Now, often people use succeed when actually they mean to manage. How? I managed to finish that project within the time scales that the company gave me. So I managed. In other words, I was able to do that. You didn't succeed, you managed it. Now, a lot of French speakers would say, I succeeded, because in French, that's what it is. Thank you, Murad. I'm so glad you're not bored. And so manage, you managed to do something. If you think you're able to do it. So I managed to complete the project. I managed to complete my assignment in good time. I succeeded in winning a contract. So succeed is your verb. It's a synonym of success. If you think you think of success, you succeed in doing something. I succeeded in achieving all my results. So it is a false friend. We wouldn't say that. So manage is you're able to do something. So you manage your time. I manage to do things. Yeah, so big false friend there. And although people will understand you, it's best to know the difference. So that is number 3. Number 4 is another false friend. And I think it is particularly with Italian speakers, correct me if I'm wrong, Spanish speakers and French speakers, which is the difference between expect and pretend. Okay, so to expect something, you work for a company, they expect you to do a good job for them. They expect you to work hard. Yeah, so say for example, you have a boss who says, right, I expected you to do the job well. Okay, but you didn't. You let me down. Not happy with you. Or you go join this company and we expect you to work hard, to concentrate hard. And so that is expect, which the noun is expectation. This is what we want from you. This is what we hope to have from you. Now, the same word in French, in Italian, and I think also in Spanish is pretend. We expect. So what happens is a lot of Italians and French speakers will say they pretend. I pretend a lot from you. No, you don't pretend. You expect from us. Because the word pretend is you pretend to be interested. Imagine you are in a small talk. You're engaging in small talk. You're at a cocktail party and you're talking to someone who's incredibly boring. But what you're doing is you pretend to look interested. Really wonderful, fascinating conversation, just marvelous. You're pretending. So I pretend to be interested, but I'm not really. Expect, totally different meaning in English. Where you expect, I expect excellence, I expect success, I expect good results. I don't pretend it. Pretend has got a totally different meaning in English. So there you go. So that is number 4. I hope this is okay, guys. Let me know if it's all clear for you. If it's not, don't worry. I plan to write a little note on this, and this will be available on the on my website and also here on Facebook. So don't worry if you miss anything out. Number 5. I often hear this. Oh gosh, I lost the flight. Or I arrived at the airport late and I lost my flight. You lose your keys. You lose a contract. You lose, I don't know, you lose your keys, you can lose your car. But what you actually do is you miss your flight. Yeah, so that's a confusing 2 words. We miss a flight. You know, maybe you miss the connection. So say, for example, you're traveling from one end of the world and you're coming back and you go, oh, I missed my flight. I missed my connection. You didn't lose it. Because lose it suggests that you put it somewhere and you can't remember where it is. So, for example, you've lost your keys. You've lost, you say, oh, I've lost my car. Where's my car? Maybe you're in the car park and then suddenly you think, where's my car? I don't remember where I put it. So where I parked the car. So, yeah, so it's incorrect. So we miss our flight and we lose our keys, or you lost a file. Yeah, so don't forget that's always a confusing 2 words that people often get wrong. Where are we? Number 6. Number 6, I love this because a lot of clients often get this wrong. The difference between fun and funny. Yes, I'm just stopping here because Aranya has just said you lose something that you own, that you possess. Yes, that's right. You can lose you can lose something that you possess. Whereas you would miss a flight. You don't possess that flight. You miss a flight, you miss the connection. Yeah, great. Good idea. That one, yes. It's something that you own, you lost. But you can also lose a contract. Yeah, so that's what possession. I'm just stopping here with the lose. Because in business, we can also lose a contract. We can lose clients. I suppose, no, actually, you're right, Rania. As I think about this, the contract was in your possession and you lost it. you lose clients, you lose market share. Yeah, great. Good. Thank you very much for helping me with that one, Rania. Okay, where were we? Fun versus funny. Okay, so hopefully you've got an office party, a Christmas party coming out, and you go to the party, and I'm saying, okay, so how was the party? Did you have fun? Was it good fun? So it's describing that experience. Did you have a good time? Was it fun? Yeah, it was really fun. That experience was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so it was fun. But sometimes I hear people go, well, yeah, it was really funny. Oh, okay. So then I say to them, was that, what do you mean? Was it like, ha ha funny, made me laugh? Oh, it was such a funny party. And actually what they mean is, no, it was fun. It was enjoyable. You had a good time. You enjoyed yourself. Funny is when you are describing a film, a person who makes you laugh, a film that makes you laugh. So then that would be completely different. Fun versus funny. But many people get that confused. So so some people would sort of ask you, oh, was it funny? Why? Was there like a joker? Or no, it was fun, was the experience, you enjoyed it, but funny was perhaps a person or a situation, a moment. So, during that party, there was a funny moment when, something happened. Yes, and funny is related to jokes. And so, you have a funny joke. So there you have it. Now, if I'm scrolling back, I'm just going to have a look at my computer because I just want to quickly have a look at some of the comments you've been giving me. Someone asked me a question, but I will probably go back to it. Let's have a look. Bear with me, please. That's an expression we use in English. Bear with me. I'm just going to look. Someone asked me, what is the use of bud? I don't know what you mean, Bana. So could you give me a bit more explanation? Because I'm not too sure what you're trying to say there. But let's get back to it. Denise, you made an interesting point about lose out. Lose out. Did you say to me lose out in a contract or lose out of a contract? Why can I not see these comments? Oh, it's very interesting, this technology. You lose out on something, that's a phrasal verb we're going to be using, so slightly different. So when we lose out on a contract means, yes, lose out on a contract has a slightly different meaning. It means that maybe you were pitching for a contract. So you're pitching for a contract, you're trying to get it, and your competitor won the contract, not you. So you lost out on that opportunity. So it's a different meaning to you lose a contract. Lose out on. Thank you very much, Denise. Yes, thank you for helping me. So that's your preposition, is your three-part prepositional phrase. So, but if you lose a contract, it's a contract that you had and you've lost it. Just like Rani said, it was in your possession and then you lose it. Lose out on, you actually didn't have it in the first place. Hope that makes sense. So now let's have a look at, what are we looking at? Visit and meet. And the difference between visiting and meeting. And I'm looking at in the context of clients. I am teaching at the moment. I'm in the middle of an online email and phone call program for one of my clients, lovely lady, Spanish lady. And she has to go and she has to arrange meetings with doctors. She works for a medical rep company and she's a medical rep. And she often says to me, I organized my visits, my client visits. Now, we don't actually visit clients, we meet clients. We visit our friends, we visit our family, we visit people in hospital maybe. So maybe you're doing hospital visit because you're going to see them, to spend time with them. But in business, we meet our clients or we arrange a meeting to see them. So you could say instead, I'm going to see my clients, but you're not going to visit your clients, because a visit suggests more social situation. So yes, you have a meeting with your boss, but you could be visiting the offices. So you could visit your offices. Maybe you work from home and you have the head office in another city, and you are visiting your head office because you have meetings. But you're not going to arrange a visit with your boss. You're going to arrange a meeting and have a meeting with them. So I have to meet my boss at 4 o'clock. I have a meeting with my boss. You're not going to visit them. You're not visiting. So but you could visit offices. You could, so maybe, for example, you have clients where you're doing business with them, and they'll say, we'd like you to come and visit our offices. Then they'll show you around the offices. Maybe, they have production plants and you have to go see that. That's great. Then you're visiting something. So you're going around, but it suggests more sort of a social situation. But a meeting, and to meet, then you have something specific you're going to be talking about. So I hope that's clear, sort of clearer, let's say. So that's meeting and visiting, particularly when we're talking about clients. The other thing that I often hear, and this is particularly French speakers, because the word is similar in French, but it is different in English. Now, the word is in French gagner, and gagner in French can mean win or earn. So, and this is a false friend, and this is where it's important to know the difference. I earn money. Yes, we all earn money, hopefully. We earn a salary. We earn income. We earn wages. In English, we have the difference between salary and wages. Our wages tend to be fixed amount that is paid weekly, and salaries are monthly. But you earn an income, you earn a salary. We sometimes have also in English earn respect. You earn the respect of your colleagues, of your bosses, of your clients. You do a good job for them, you can earn respect. But here we're talking about money, we're talking about income. By contrast, to win, we normally use it because you're going to win a contract, win the lottery. So you can also win clients, but we're not winning money. We don't win salary. So we earn a salary, we earn money, but we win the lottery, we win a contract. So very important to keep the two clear, because that can cause confusion when you're talking to people. So that's one of the another one. Now, where have we got to? I'm talking a lot. I'm hoping you're all it's good. Denise is sweet. Denise has just actually sent me a WhatsApp to say that her cat is actually interested, is also interested in this class. I can imagine. Is he or she sitting on your laptop watching this? Cats are notorious. I actually have a dog, so he's too big to sit on my desk. But great. I'm so glad. He's got good taste, your cat, Denise. Okay, let's get back to work here. Hey, no digressing, as I would say. We've come to, I think, number 10. And this one, major confusion for a lot of people, which is the difference between travel and a trip. And I often get said, yeah, Shanti, I make many business travel every month, every year, whatever. And that's the classic mistake. Okay, so let's get things straight here. First of all, the difference. Travel we use as a verb. I travel for business very often. I travel for business or on business 2 or 3 times a month, 2 or 3 times a year, whatever it is. But travel is used as your verb in this sense. If you're going to use trip. You would say, I do a lot of business trips. I have a lot of business trips every month. I go on many business trips. So the trip is the noun. So you have a business trip. So we talk about that as a noun. When we talk about travel, we often use it also in English as holiday travel, business travel. But business travel is not used as a verb in the sense of, here we'll talk about business travel, but just as a general expression. Normally we would talk about trips. So the example, the context I'm talking about is, I would say to you, how many business trips do you take every year? And you could say, well, I take, I have a business trip every month. Do you like business trips? No, I don't. Or you're on a business trip. When sometimes you have to complete like a visa form or a little note, people ask for feedback, you're visiting a city, and are you on business, or are you on a business trip? Yes or no, or are you on holiday? So that's why people would sort of say, you're on a business trip. So don't get confused with that. We take trips. We take many business trips in the year, and that's countable. I have many trips. But travel is, I either travel for business, but otherwise it's business travel, but as a general form. I hope that's clearish. I'll try and make it more clear in my post, where I will then give you a few more examples of that. But in this context, it's always, I travel a lot for business, but I have many business trips, or I take a lot of business trips. Okay, so Arjun, you said, I will travel on my business trip next month. Not quite. You would say, I'm traveling for business. And so I'm traveling on business next month, but I'm going on a business trip. So you go on a business trip. I know it's tricky, guys. I think I'm going to have to write a little post about this. Denise, your question is, isn't travels? Yes. Okay. When we talk about travels, it's not very widely used in English, but yes, we talk about our travels, and we're talking about the travels over our lifetime. Marco Polo's travels, and yes, it's the number of trips people took, but it's not widely used in English. Particularly in the context we're talking about. If you were discussing, say you're in small talk and you go say, so are you on business here? Yes, really? Okay, so do you have to do many business trips? You wouldn't say, do you have to do many business travels? Yeah, because trips is the one that is countable. My travels is more to do with perhaps literary form, and we don't refer to it in business. Yeah, but okay, so yes, I hope it's clear. It's a tricky one, guys. I do appreciate that it can get quite tricky. I am traveling on business. Perfect sentence. I'm traveling on business. You can also say I'm traveling for business. Let's not talk prepositions. Okay, that's going to be for another lesson. Okay, because otherwise your brains will all explode, with that too much information. But yes, so travel and trip, I will try and write something more about this. Okay, Denise, you're really on a roll here. You've just come up with another question. Journey. Okay, the confusing words. Let's look at travel, trip, and journey. What is the journey? The journey is a description between A and B. How was your journey? Oh, my journey was fine, great. Do you like train journeys? Do you like plane journeys? So you're describing the period, that moment that you start from A to B. And so that's what you do. We talk about a journey. You take a train journey. So how was your journey here, over here? So maybe you meet a client for the first time. They gave you directions on how to get here. You had to drive. So how's the journey on the motorway? Was it okay? Was it You know, was it okay? Was it, you know, not too much traffic? No, the journey was perfect, fine, really easy, no traffic at all. So that's the description. So completely different, the journey. Someone has just asked me, let me see. Someone said, I have a business trip and I'll travel. You're traveling to Spain or you're traveling in Spain? So are you in Spain at the moment, Eve, or are you going to Spain? So you have to be clear with your preposition. If you're in Spain already, then you're going to be traveling in Spain. But if you're living somewhere else and you're then traveling to Spain, then you'd say, I have a business trip in Spain and I'm traveling to Spain next week. Good one. Someone has just asked me, Mohammed, could you please explain for me past perfect, please? I did that class a few weeks ago. The difference between the past perfect and the past. That was my Q&A sessions. So you might want to refer that on the Facebook. Look at the video archive, because I don't cover a lot on tenses. But you might want to look at that in terms of the difference and how we use it in a sentence. And so today we're only talking about these confusing words that I wanted to cover in business. So I hope that, so I think we've got to 10. So let's do a recap here. We're looking at, first of all, the two words interesting and interested. Boring, bored. You miss a flight, but you lose your keys. What else do we do? We succeed and we manage. So you succeed to do something, but you manage. You succeed in your job. You succeed, but we manage to do something. So don't get those wrong. You're able to do it. That's to do with your ability. You don't have a journey to, sorry, let me stop here. Eve, you don't have a journey to Spain. You have a trip to Spain. The journey, don't forget, is to describe the moment you go from A to B. So you might be in Spain, but maybe you then have a train journey between, say, for example, Madrid and Seville. So then you're going to go on a train journey. Then that's the describing that, but you don't have a journey. Journey is not countable. It's uncountable. Okay, expect and pretend. You expect hard work from your employees. You expect hard work from yourselves. But you pretend to be interested in what the person is talking about. Okay? Now, you have fun experience, but it is a funny situation. Yeah, so you go on to an office party and it's great fun. You have a great time. You enjoy yourself. But a funny moment could be where it was really funny. Someone made you laugh. So that's fun, funny. And then we have visit and meet. We meet clients, but we could visit their offices. But you meet clients. So you arrange meetings and you're going to meet the client. You're not going to visit them. That's not a social visit. And you win the lottery. You can win a contract, but you earn money, you earn income. Yeah, good. And finally, as we talked about, the travel and the trip. Now, I've had some questions here which has nothing to do with the confusing words. So I've noticed here someone's just asked me, Angela, you've asked me the difference between a while and a while, all one word. If you have questions like this, I would like you to drop me a line on shanti@englishwithatwist.com, and I will put together your requests for me to then cover. If I have enough requests on these different things, I will do another Q&A session, question and answer session in the new year, and where I will cover some of these questions. If I pick up everything, then the lesson will never finish. So you made a note, but really, to be honest, could you please, if you have questions you'd like me to cover, any topics you'd like me to cover in the Wednesday with English with a Twist lessons, drop me a line on Shanti, SHANTHI, @englishwithatwist.com. And there I will collate everything and create a lesson just for you. So that'd be great. So I hope I've given you a bit of an idea. I've hopefully made it clearer for you, these confusing words that can leave the person who's listening to you a bit unsure about what you've just said. So, just so that you, so it's a bit clearer in your mind. Now, small talk. I've been talking a lot about small talk, haven't I? So I just wanted to let you know that, as I mentioned last week, I will be launching a book just for you guys on recipes on small talk, little small talk recipes, where I will share with you situations that you could find yourself in when you're engaging in small talk with speakers, English speakers, and how do you deal with it. But in particular, I will be concentrating on where you engage in business with the British. The British love small talk, and there are things that you need to know, and how to start the conversation, how to keep it going. And in my previous lessons, I've been covering a bit of that. Now, I have a small talk club that I've launched, and I'd love you to sign up to, because then I'll be sharing with you my little tasty bites on what I will be developing in this book. I've also asked a series of questions to all those who've joined my list in terms of giving me examples of the small talk you've been in. What were the problems? What went well? What didn't? And if you wanted me to share those situations in the book, because I don't want this just to be me sharing with you. You must tell me, so then I can look at those situations and help you feel more confident when you're engaging in small talk in English. So I will be giving you that link later once I upload this video to the book, to the page, and you'll have more information about that. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I hope that I was able to clarify some of the points. I will be sending you a little cheat sheet of all these. In fact, I think I might just write a blog post to recap what we did today, and that will be published on Friday. So if you happen to be on my blog, you will receive it automatically. If you haven't, then do sign up to my blog, where you will receive weekly lessons on everything to do with business English, all to get you confident communicators in business English. Now, as I said to you before the beginning of this lesson, next week I am going to be in very warm Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur to be exact, which is where my father is from and where I grew up. I can't wait. It's going to be a wonderful Christmas. So my time for next week's lesson is going to be different, and I will post that on the page to let you know, because there is an 8-hour difference between KL and London. So I will probably be running this in the morning. Well, no, actually the afternoon for me in KL, but it'll be the morning for all of you in Europe. But for all my followers in the Far East, it will be fine. You will probably have a more civilized hour, as we would say. Anyway, listen, thank you so much for listening into this lesson. I hope I helped you. Thank you so much, Sally. Nice trip. Great word. Excellent. Well, have a nice trip. I hope my journey is going to be good. We're traveling with British Airways, and we booked the emergency exit seats because my husband's very tall and he needs to feel comfortable. And so hopefully we will, he can spread out, and I have also more room, although I'm a lot shorter than my husband. But, there you go. I get to enjoy the perks of having the emergency exit seats. But anyway, thank you guys. I hope you can join me next week. I will let you know what the subject's going to be. Probably something to do with Christmas, office parties, small talk, and that sort of thing. Anyway, oh, Alessandra, and you are in Oman. Thank you for sharing that. Great. Anyway, guys, if I don't see you next week, I hope you, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, that you have a wonderful Christmas. And then I hope to see you perhaps in the new year, definitely. But I'll keep you posted on the lessons coming up in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, in the meantime, this is me, Shanti Kumaraswamy Street from English with a Twist, saying ciao for now. And I really hope you have a great week. And thank you very much for being here, watching, and speak to you next week. I'm going to blow you some kisses. I'm feeling very, very continental. Ciao for now. Bye, guys.